Dear ladies and gentlemen, fellow deplorables, another topic, efficiency of politics. What makes the efficiency? No? Going now a little bit into the topic of the new president in, what's the name? Not Ivory Coast, Obervolta in German, and it's Burkina Faso, it's now called. Change always names. Burkina Faso. A little bit into it, no? It's an interesting phenomenon, so check a little bit about the backgrounds of it. I don't know too much about African politics, but yes, I have been a little bit into the Ghana politics and Nkrumah and Rawlings, etc. And now checking a little bit about their background because it was fascinating via our friend Najib Bukele and the information about the phone call between him and Touareg, and that may be true. Hopefully, it's not everything true, and I don't have the time to check everything. So probably it's true. Let's say like this. But I'm 100% sure because I haven't checked it and double checked it and 3 times checked it. And so, yep. What makes them efficient? What makes some politicians efficient and inefficient? No? It's a little bit about the problem between action and planning. No? There's sometimes an overaction, there's sometimes an over planning. No? The problem we are now in the United States, we have been in the past in the United States, is an over planning, over talking, and not action. Just talking as action when it was about problems. No action regard mass immigration, no action regard drug flood. Always talking, and showing this as action. This has been the main problem of it, and so deep state has an easy game to build it up in the background. And drug cartels could grow, in fact, because talking doesn't harm them. And sometimes you make an overreaction, so when you do things without knowing what you do, without having some information, you will make plenty of errors. It's right, no? But this was not our problem, the overaction. No? So I think overaction can do harm when you put unqualified people into a position who don't know what they are doing and what the things are about. They will do more errors than they really are constructive. No? And the main issue in the people I've investigated by the one in Obervolta in Burkina Faso and the ones in Ghana and why Najib got really successful in a certain way and a certain amount is that they don't hesitate to act. No? Maybe they should have sold a little bit more, but it was not such an overreaction of them that they did it without any knowledge. They had some background knowledge about being raised in it, about knowing the environment, doing what they know to do. And so it was not too much an overreaction. They could change the countries for good. No? Very well seen in Najib Bukele. We all know it. The fast change, and I haven't published this kind of video where he has given this kind of small talk that gives an insight about the background, why he is successful and how it started, the war on drugs. No? He did a talk with the mafia, in fact, in the past, like most leaders do, normally secret talks, and he talks that he talk, and try to get a kind of deal that there is peace inside of it. No? But when you talk to terrorists, it always breaks their words. It's terrorists are most times evil people, and so they want power. It's not nice to talk to terrorists. I've changed my mind as well. You need to know people, you need to talk. No? Also, you told me, you'd say, let's talk to everybody, doesn't matter who it is. You need to know, it's always good to talk. Yes and no. Yes, in the way it's good to have an insight and have a small talk, and I have had small talks with people I don't want to work with. And I've met Osama bin Laden and had a small talk with Osama bin Laden and his deputy. It doesn't make me one of them, but I could understand them better, and I have a better insight in their mindset than others do without knowing them. I had a small talk with the mafia leaders as well, and with nice food. That's why I know that they really care about food. And it was quite peaceful and quite interesting, but not agreeing in all points, and I would never agree in it. No? So the thing is, know about the talking, knowing each other. It's always good, but you should not agree and you should not compromise yourself in doing things outside your value set and outside legality as well. No? And that's the main point in it. No? So there shouldn't be any compromise in it. And yeah, we talk because we want to find a deal and we avoid every confrontation. That's the wrong way to go. No? You talk to know each other. When there is an opportunity to talk, yes, but not in the way of compromising your aims and your values. There's no way at all. And that sounds a little bit impossible, but it's not so much impossible. Many times you have warrior tribes. Donnie, you know it. I have told you that continue the war against the Taliban when they attack, give retaliation, and at the same time talk to them. That's the way it goes in such a situation. There are warrior tribes, they're not really bad, that's a little bit different story, but when there are warrior tribes and they value somebody because he's also a warrior, they wouldn't value somebody who is somebody who runs away from problems. They would laugh about him when he would stop fighting and would not defend their soldiers. That's about the mindset, it's not about good and evil. And it went well for you, Donnie, isn't it? So they respected you in your talks, and they had a nice small talks with you, and you could find some ways to handle the situation, isn't it? By continuing the fight and talking. And that's a little bit the way it should go. The warriors inside of it who fight for something have this kind of mentality. They will even respect it. They will even respect you more by doing so. It's the other way around. No? But there are different mindsets, of course. Not always you can do it. No? But yep, so talk, but don't stop fighting against their system and their crimes. No? And you don't have to kill them when you talk to them. No, it's not like this. Keep your word. You tell them you will meet, and there will be no fighting. Keep your word. They respect you when you're keeping your word. If they have some morality left, but continue your fight, and in general ways, not when you have a meal with them together. No? Enjoy the meal, especially when you have a meal with a mafia boss. Then they will be very peaceful in the time of meals because they love good food, and so you can enjoy together the food and have a relaxed small talk. But don't forget to continue the fight meanwhile against the structure of the mafia. And when it's over and there's a search warrant against the one you talk to, then search for him and order to search for him. But keep your words. And okay, so but you have to think about it. So talking, fine, that's about talking and continuing the war against evil, but also talking to when you want to consider something evil, and get a more insight into what's really going on and what's really the position of someone. And on the other side, there is also the thinking about planification. Yes, you need to plan, but the planification need a beginning, need an end. Not an endless talk about what we do. That was the problem in the United States lately, about the real problems. So before Trump. So yeah, that shouldn't go. It's not about talking. By talking about it, you do not change anything. Think about it for a limited time, and then go into it without fearing errors, because you cannot avoid all errors. You are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. You will have some errors. Stand to it. Learn from it. That's the art. And do not wait until you are sure that something will be done without any risk. You won't do anything with this kind of mindset. But yes, try to get the information, try to get some planning, give a time limit, and then act. And exactly this acting is a success many times. Najib Bukele, what was there? He talked to them, he knows many of these mafia bosses there as well, and didn't went well, and then yes, he was convinced it doesn't make any sense to talk to them. There's a lot of violence, what we do, killing in the towns, and in the next video more.